Camille Warren, continuing to read. I remember Calissa Jean Dedu, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 23. I remember Marwan Nayef Abdul Razak Al-Khalil, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Jonah Mamour, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 10. I remember Juan Carlos Solier, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Shaban Ali Mahaj, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 66. I remember Bajram Tigani, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 60. I remember Waba Kumba Timothy, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 62. I remember Hisen Ali Mahaj, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 39. I remember Zsuzsa Gruenwald, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 5. I remember Val, who perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Budik Salim, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 16. I remember Abdul Hadi Ratab Miak, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Mehek Mehmet, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 52. I remember Sucker Weisbort, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 63. I remember Mohammed Kurdi, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Khalid al-Shami, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2011. I remember Frida Linier, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 44. I remember Ab al-Halim al-Bawadi, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Omerovic Alija, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 45. I remember Mutamura J. Damasin, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Uwambahoro Jacqueline, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Hemaj Dakaj, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 74. I remember Firas Abu Raz, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Arben Mehmeti, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 19. I remember Yahya Idris, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Yawad Jumai, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2011. I remember Eugene Kalish, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 26. I remember Karen Ganier Etienne, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Taha al-Hawali, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Samar al-Mughrabi, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Nyayok Bikiwani Gur, who perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Rudwan al-Buni, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015. Camille Warren continuing to read. I remember Besirovic Ibro, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 52. I remember Mustafa al-Sayed, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Natsa Cohen, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 3. I remember Lena Herskovic, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 1. I remember Mojsek Taj Telbaum, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 50. I remember Erno Jorovitz, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 6. I remember Rajil Ergi, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 46. I remember Yakov Sapozanik, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 20. I remember Mukankusi Dlamini, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Soljik Ismail, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 32. I remember Ala Mohammed Daimish, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2011. I remember Isni Mukaj, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 19. I remember Maurice Beer, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 59. I remember Ramik Ibrahim, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 24. I remember Amanullah Liban, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 40. I remember Falak Aberstein, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 3. I remember Nkusi Martin, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Tybel Kerr, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Ghazala Mohammed Omran, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Hamza al-Saka, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2011. I remember Marco Halian, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 17. I remember Subasik Sabrija, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 57. I remember Ahmad Abdel Rahman al-Zahran, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Lolik Mihret, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 19. I remember Phuong, who perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Bombolovic Fikret, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 19. I remember Habibe Gashi, who perished in the Kosovo Civil War at the age of 31. I remember Zaimir Koka, who perished in the Kosovo Civil War at the age of 42. I remember Zanovic Redzo, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 20. I remember Kachkadur Melkonian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Frolid, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Petar Duric, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 69.
My name is Carl King, and I'm reading because darkness, try as it might, never overcomes the light. Carlos Otto Heinz, The Argentine Dirty War. Kablovic Sanahid, Bosnian Genocide. Luba Broslavsky, Holocaust. Nicholas Gross, Holocaust, age 15. Alexandros Garabandanian, Armenian Genocide. Mohammed Fayez Shamsi, Syrian Civil War. Zaina Gamer, Holocaust, age 4. Asia Selim, Kosovo War. Raid Abd al-Aziz al-Rahman, Syrian Civil War. Shabani Nazir, Kosovo War. Ogyeth William Iwok, South Sudan Civil War. Subhamana Karyagyev, Rwanda Genocide, age 6. Sofa Fell, Holocaust, age 28. Ruangwa G, Rwandan Genocide, age 23. Hassan Muziaja, Kosovo War, aged 87. Claudette, Rwandan Genocide, age 2. Five unidentified souls, Syrian Civil War. Samuel Gurevich, Holocaust, age 47. Czech Tramil, Cambodian Genocide. Hafer Gashi, Kosovo War, age 41. Bashra, Syrian Civil War. Lucer Wugman, Holocaust, age 17. Giza Lilienfeld, Holocaust, age 30. Ndemye J. Claude, Rwandan Genocide. Shiva Shtim, Holocaust, age 59. Abdurrahman Abduzarak al-Himshro, Syrian Civil War. Elimelech Hershkovitz Holocaust, age 3. Isaac Sarangego Holocaust.
Hi, I'm Caroline. I read to acknowledge the lives of these people that were ended so unjustly and to acknowledge that human beings are capable of these atrocities and we need to prevent them. I remember Salkic Ibrahim, Bosnian genocide. I remember Joseph Sperling, Holocaust. I remember Dusan Dimic, Kosovo War. I remember Cheng Seum-Born, Cambodian genocide. I remember Nyamukesha Virginie, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mugaruri Joseph, Rwandan genocide. I remember Ayuen Dangmak, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Garabed Der Kevorkian, Armenian genocide. I remember Ahmad Abdul Kader Wabi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Sultan Muhammad al-Hamid, Syrian Civil War. I remember Muiseneza Francois Javier, Rwandan genocide. I remember Hasanovich Hrusto, Bosnian genocide. I remember Ladislav Pazarini, the Holocaust. I remember Josik Nijman, the Holocaust. I remember Mayimuna, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Abdelrahman Mohammed Bashar Maki, Syrian Civil War. I remember Jean-Marie, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Bulia, the East Timor genocide. I remember Husik Ramo, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Mujkanovic Asad, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Misha Schafel, the Holocaust. I remember Mahmoud Isam Kwala, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Masar Idrisi, the Kosovo War. I remember Maria Alejandra de Pablo, the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Suik Sizin Slivy, the Holocaust. I remember Rubka Bluestein, the Holocaust. I remember Fatima Ahmed Issa, the Darfur genocide. I remember Ermin Yersak, the Holocaust. I remember Abba Hussein Zakti, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Buni Burentsvig, the Holocaust. I remember Mahmoud Aliyan, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Lur Baliu Panhum, the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Islam Krasniqi, the Kosovo War. I remember Hasanovich Salchin, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Chil Listner, the Holocaust. I remember Pavla Weinberger, the Holocaust. I remember Nuhi Galopini, the Kosovo War. I remember Muhammad Abdulmu'in-Awad, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Moshe Blayaker, the Holocaust. I remember Maria Mercedes Correa, the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Rurangwa John Mamburakindi, the Rwandan genocide. Hi, I'm Caroline, and I read to remember these people as individuals and to remember that human beings are not immune to committing extreme violence. I remember Cham Pham, the Cambodian genocide. I remember Sajaji Wasser, the Holocaust. I remember Femi Berisha, the Kosovo War. I remember Julius Rybak, the Holocaust. I remember Alić Djamil, the Bosnian genocide. I remember the Meshanović Idris, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Nasser Sharabil Khalid al-Shari, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Nuhi Elazaj, the Kosovo War. I remember Bashar al-Saleh, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Sebanyambo Stratton, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Stephen Wani Kulong, the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Mitek Prezepurk, the Holocaust. I remember Shendit Popaj, the Kosovo War. I remember Muminović Sayad, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Jeddah Getz, the Holocaust. I remember Noheem Feldman, the Holocaust. I remember Osman Meziou, the Kosovo War. I remember Burundi Pascal, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Enrique Barberini, the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Bogdanka Janjanin, the Kosovo War. I remember Luka Riaka Lam, the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Muka Bukarara, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Bajrić Ismet, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Nyandekwe Pierre, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Qasem al-Masri, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Gatkuth Malith, the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Kapil Gordon, the Holocaust. I remember Lenka Nadolna, the Holocaust. I remember Carlos Eduardo Cordero, the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Sali Koka, the Kosovo War. I remember Umutesi Clarice, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Kilaj Rame, the Kosovo War. I remember Nyirabukara Kostasi, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Gjosaj Arben, the Kosovo War. I remember Mujahideen Toure, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Hassan Khalil al-Nabulsi, the Syrian civil war. I remember Ibišević Selko, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Hasanović Asmir, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Ras Rarith, the Cambodian genocide. I remember Munir Ammar, the Syrian civil war. I remember Haksi Dimaku, the Kosovo war. I remember Mugwera Awere Francois, the Rwandan genocide.
My name is Charlotte Bell, and I read because I'm the grandchild of a Holocaust survivor. I remember Ahmad Mohammed al-Rifai perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. Mohammed Ali al-Luji perished in the Syrian civil war in 2015. Mohammed al-Kash perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. Abraham Betullahu perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 70. Suljic Fahim perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 41. Moishe Gestetner perished in the Holocaust at the age of 4. Mustafik Ferid perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 32. Hate Jekimana Christiane perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 33. Nasser al-Hamwi perished in the Syrian civil war in 2011. Shala Maybe perished in the Kosovo War. Zukanovic Avdiha perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 55. Ruziksa Rosen perished in the Holocaust at the age of 6. Smalovic Sabaniha perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 39. Civic Elvir perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 20. Joseph Raj perished in the Holocaust at the age of 40. Kabenda Joseph perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. Feha Gottlieb perished in the Holocaust at age 40. Daniel Rodriguez perished in the Argentine Dirty War. Abdullah al-Barek perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. Mohammed Erfan Tenbaki perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. Bakaka Gerard perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. Mohammed al-Masri perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. Fawel Sturmark perished in the Holocaust at age 1. Mkik Nasib perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 32. Ina Pesakina perished in the Holocaust. Jamal Saeed Balshah perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. Heinik Israelevich perished in the Holocaust at the age of 6. Vahram Tazmizihan perished in the Armenian genocide. Daout Mahmouti perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 36. Bedros Ghazarian perished in the Armenian genocide. Rosa Weil perished in the Holocaust at the age of 12. Ahmad Mini perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. Bala Zechliner perished in the Holocaust at the age of 25. Isa Poons perished in the Holocaust at the age of 62. Oyem Yor perished in the South Sudan Civil War. Amer al-Qaeda perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. Sharif Muharremi perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 65. Rabah Abdelrahman al-Akel perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. Mugirente Lawrence perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 32.
I remember Albudan Ner Oskava perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Kirol Kalivan perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Salvanik Arduin perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Armen Morvak Alakash perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Ajmak Farah perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Godifan Kulang Ram perished in the South Sudan War. I remember Abdurdu Kujak perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Luzat Vazek. I remember Mwiwango Francois perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Nude perished in the Kosovo War. I remember Walid Mahabli perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Mahmoud Akaran perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Mazlek Sadak perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Mazlek Ramo perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Beros Kepijavan perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Al Muhammad Jabbar Swedan perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Simon Gadel Mual perished in the South Sudan War. I remember Hajak Hibirid perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Pinya Sher perished in the Holocaust. I remember Juman Habudallah perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Morsafa Fares Silo perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Al-Savek Fadel perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Mulzagana Amalali perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Sumail Fisir perished in the Holocaust. I remember Muzaka Bederdet perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Alek Albram perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Gustafa Stanislas perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Nergalove Kalamiki perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Namel Kurtine perished in the South Sudan War. I remember Gustavo Ronaldo Juret perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Ahmed al-Hussein, perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Mahali Zilaro, perished in the Holocaust. I remember Musagovik Osman, perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Bugaldik Kazasparan, perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Jalal Tharak Ramana, perished in the South Sudan War. I remember Mujabi Haq, perished in the Bangladesh genocide. I remember Muhammad Amarin, perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Muhammad Atu Turkami, perished in the Syrian civil war.
I remember Gatera Gervais, Rwandan genocide. I remember Kui Weiss, the Holocaust. I remember Gahizi Didas, Rwandan genocide. I remember Hovannes Sterhovanesen, the Armenian genocide. I remember Malkik Bahaja, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Maurice Seban, the Holocaust. I remember Sari Stark, the Holocaust. I remember Kosik Meho, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Cornel Heller, the Holocaust. I remember Omarovic Bajro, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Huda Gahazala, the Syrian civil war. I remember Mehik Sulejman, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Ur Sa Kadum, the Cambodian genocide. I remember Mukantaganda Claudine, the Rwanda genocide. I remember Osej Choros, the Holocaust. I remember Saeed Mohammed al-Wazir, the Syrian civil war. I remember Adnan Ahmad Haron, the Syrian civil war. I remember Reem al-Dimrani, the Syrian civil war. I remember Mark Losev, the Holocaust. I remember Muminovic Hasib, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Niringabo Ilie, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Kalmo Sigler, the Holocaust. I remember Naban Ab al-Hamed Naban, the Syrian civil war. I remember No Ko I Cat/Little Bear, the Sand Creek Massacre of Native Americans. I remember Twagiru Murimi Celestine, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Kelia Pomeranец, the Holocaust. I remember Sopip, the Cambodian genocide. I remember Kulavak Hassan, the Bosnian genocide. I remember Qassem Qaisar Ismail al-Obeid, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Zenuni Shemedson, the Kosovo War. I remember Yosef Gordon, the Holocaust. I remember Zakaria Ali Salah al-Masri, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Vajevo Nerman, the Bosnian Genocide. I remember Emanuel Weisenfelder, the Holocaust. I remember Karamera Kizeba Zuzu, the Rwandan Genocide. I remember Alak Keech Buol, the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Hamed Daman al-Khalaf, the Syrian Civil War. I remember Mahmoud Ahmad Taifour, the Syrian Civil War.
My name is Christine Tenekian, and I read because I am a direct descendant of survivors of the Armenian Genocide. My grandparents, Krikor and Bahia Tenekian, were survivors. I remember Krikor Bohosian, my great-grandfather, Armenian Genocide. I remember my great-grandfather, Gibrail Kehwa, Armenian Genocide. I remember my great-great-uncle, Dikran Bohosian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Asatur Sokhomonian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Martyros and Aghavni Kotikian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Almanak Bahadorian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Hovannes Ananyan, Armenian Genocide. I remember Nazareth Buhujilian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Harutyun Ansurian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Artashes Solakian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Yigit Nurbeyaktis, Armenian Genocide. I remember Miriam Sarkisian, Armenian Genocide. I remember Margarita Kafyan, Armenian Genocide. I remember Andranik Chekichyan, Armenian Genocide. I remember Hakop Chekichyan, Armenian Genocide. I remember Mariam Mardayan, Armenian Genocide. Kasharur Vartanyan, Armenian Genocide. I remember Zabel Vartanyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Kharabet Garsevanyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Simon Garsevanyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Sima Pambukian, Armenian genocide. I remember Shukri Pambukian, Armenian genocide. I remember Gevork Chilian, Armenian genocide. I remember Margarit Pambukian, Armenian genocide. My name is Christine Tenekian, and I read because I'm the granddaughter of Armenian genocide survivors. My grandparents, Kevork and Bahia Tenekian, lost most of their families in the Armenian genocide. I remember Zaruchye Mekhtian, Armenian genocide. I remember Kevork Mekhtian, Armenian genocide. I remember Kyriakos Lazarian, Armenian genocide. I remember Pambok Lazarian, Armenian genocide. I remember Garabed Bachamian, Armenian genocide. I remember Aram Bachamian, Armenian genocide. I remember Vahan Bachamian, Armenian genocide. I remember the following poets and writers: Yerevant Smakeshkanyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Rubin Sevan, Armenian genocide. I remember Dikran Shokonyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Diran Kelekyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Tigarintsi or Hovannes Harutunyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Grigor Zohrab, Armenian genocide. I remember Hrant or Melkon Georgian, Armenian genocide. I remember Spad Purad or Der Gazaryants, Armenian genocide. I remember Daniel Varoujian, Armenian genocide. I remember Rupen Zartarian, Armenian genocide. I remember Siamanto or Adam Yarjanyan, Armenian genocide. I remember Ardashes Harutunyan, Armenian genocide.
I remember Margareta Leitman perished in the Holocaust at the age of 67. I remember Hassan Ibrahim Kerfan perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Liliana Pisa perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Wared Ayam Al-Obeid perished in the Syrian civil war in 2015. I remember Samadin Krasniki perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 38. Fadil Hoti perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 43. I remember Michel perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Ali Sfarka perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 26. I remember Joseph Rosenblatt perished in the Holocaust at the age of 54. I remember Mohammed Numair al-Madani perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Gabriel Komoro perished in the East Timor genocide at the age of 22. I remember Luis Alberto Fuentes perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Amer Mohammed Al-Farez perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Bronia Lerman perished in the Holocaust at the age of 25. I remember Mahmoud Qassem al-Zamel perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Ayman Mohammed al-Hassan perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Vladimir Dimik perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 70. I remember Wamera Erste perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 46. I remember Khalid Ahmad Afuf perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Mohammed Munair Mustafa Kada perished in the Syrian civil war in 2011. I remember Fazil Istrefi perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 64. I remember Fatan Visage perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 17. I remember Pini Kak perished in the Holocaust at the age of 40. I remember Mohammed Hassan al-Haji perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Bazizana Marie Claire perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Chol Arkoy perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Jurek Rosen perished in the Holocaust. I remember Nyandwi perished in the Rwandan genocide of 1994. I remember Joseph Ojerzovich perished in the Holocaust at the age of 39. I remember Abdul Rakaz Hamoud al-Shahar perished in the Syrian civil war in 2011. I remember Aljekanovic Barjo perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 21. I remember Hasanovic Semso perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 31.